And we are going. All right. I am Steve. This is A is for Alice, B is for Bob. C is for county. What county are you in, Pat?
Waterford.
Warford. County
What?
Warford.
Waterford, like
Warford.
Waterford Crystal.
Okay. Oh, Waterford, Crystal. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am joined today by Pat over at Close to the Edge in Ireland. And Pat has had me on his channel a couple times. I
I
first
have.
came across Pat, I think, because you've only been at this for about a year, right?
Year and a half. Yeah, that's it.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost at 3,000
Almost. Yeah. It's
subs.
been.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
look at your page. Yeah, you're at 2.9, whatever it is, and that's a pretty meteoric rise. And I know I looked on your archives, and first time I ever watched it, it was your first video. It was you did your
Oh,
Jethro Tull.
Christ. Yeah.
So I am a longtime subscriber. Hopefully, everybody else who watches will head on over, give Pat a sub.
Yeah.
I'll
Give
put,
us another sub. Yeah.
yeah, I'll put a link in there. And what attracted me to Pat and his channel was definitely he's very much like me in the sense that he can be brutal with his reviews. He
Yeah.
tells it like it is. If he doesn't like it, he's not gonna soft shoe around it and
No.
make you feel good about yourself. There is no safe space on mine or Pat's channel.
No. I agree with that, Steve. You have to be honest.
Yeah. So, and if you disagree with him, he might give you a stick of rock too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I can
you
give.
get
Yeah.
stick of rock,
Stick a rock.
he'll hit you over the head with that. But you'll have to check out his videos to find out all about the stick of rock. So
Exactly. Yeah.
today, we decided we were going to pick our top 10 Blue Oyster Cult albums. And what was your first interaction with them? How'd you come across them?
I came across them. First album I heard by them would have been Cultosaurus Erectus,
Oh, okay.
1980.
Right. Yeah, that's the age difference between us. That's probably why.
Yeah, yeah. But I would have heard don't obviously I would have heard Don't Fear the Reaper
Right.
because it was a big hit. It was in the film Halloween. Do you remember the film Halloween? First film.
No.
It's a horror film. Halloween.
Oh, okay.
John Carpenter directed it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that music was in it, and that actually made it even bigger. Like, and Stephen King, it's in another Stephen
Oh,
King,
yeah. I was going to say it's in The Stand.
The Stand. Yeah, and Stephen King is a huge fan of Blue Oyster Cult.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think Stephen King's from Maine. So
Maine, it's not too
them,
far away, is he?
them being from out east, yeah, figures.
Yeah, yeah. So that's when I came across him, and then they were always over here, Steve. They were always categorized as the American Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
right? That's the American version of Black. Well, I've never thought of them as a copy of Black Sabbath or anything like that. I think they're their own band. I think they're unique in many respects. They're
Yeah. Well,
totally different. I know they toured with Black Sabbath on the Black and Blue tour.
Black and Blue tour. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the same Sandy Perlman, who was synonymous with Blue Oyster Cult. He went on to manage Black Sabbath.
Right.
They had the same producer in the early 80s, Martin Birch. So everything was kind of similar there.
Yeah. All the stars aligned.
Yeah, but the similarities end there because they're not acting like each other. If you listen to Sabbath, they're totally two different bands.
Oh, yeah. Black Sabbath, much heavier. And then
Much heavier
as
band.
Blue Oyster Cult evolves, they start taking on pop sensibilities. So Black Sabbath never did that.
No, they didn't. And also Blue Oyster Cult went off into other genres as well. They kind of branched out. And like they were formed in 1967 in Long Island.
Soft White
And
Underground.
yeah, Soft White Underbelly. They had another couple of names as well. And also, they all went to the same college. Sandy Perman, you know what I mean? All of them went to he was the catalyst to getting the record deal with Columbia. You know, so different band. And we'll get into it a little bit more when I get the.
Yeah. And I think the thing that made them very unique too is they had five songwriters.
Yes.
Everybody wrote. So you would get real different changes within an album, not just from album to album, but within an album, you get a number of different styles.
Yes, and also they all sang,
Yeah.
every one of them.
I used to love it when because first time I saw them was it was early '75. They were kind of touring Secret Treaties, but they were also touring for, kind of the announcement and support of the live album On Your Feet, On Your Knees, because that came out
Yeah,
in '75. So I saw them at it was a ice arena, but not a big one for a pro hockey team. This was in the suburbs. It's called the Willow Springs Ice Chalet, and the thing that always is ingrained in my mind was when they would do the Army of Guitars live. All five of them would move front stage and they're playing guitar. So
yeah, it was great to see. I never got to see him, Steve, because they only came to the UK a few times. They never played in Ireland,
yeah,
because they weren't big over this side of the Atlantic as they would have been in their own country. But I think they're just an amazing band.
no, yeah, top 10 band for me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely love them.
All
Absolutely
right.
love
Well, we are going to give you the honors for those of you who are watching. We're going to do this 3, 3, and 4, right? Is that
3,
what
3,
we
and
said?
4.
Yeah, we're going to do 3, 3, and 4. So Pat's going to do his 10, 9, 8, and then I'll do it and so on.
All right, my number 10, and I don't have the. I was looking for it. I was telling you before we went on air, Steve. I can't find it. My number 10, brought out in 1988. And if you have it there to show, Imagine Us.
Yep. I do have it.
That's the one. I bought that album when it came out in 88. And I think it's an excellent album. Very underrated by a lot of Blue Oyster Cult fans in many respects. And I know they do Astronomy on that, which is from Secret Treaties.
Mhm.
And I think it was originally, I think it's an Albert Bouchard solo project. He started in around 83. And they changed it. He sang on it, but then they took off the vocals. It's a kind of a mishmash. That's the only problem I have with that album. And the production is not great.
No.
That was the issue I had with that album when I heard it first. The production was just not up to, but still an excellent album for my number 10.
If the production were better, would you rank it higher?
I probably would rank it a little bit higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick it up. I know I have it somewhere, but if I can't find it, I could have lost it, whatever. I know it's after being remastered on CD, but it's very hard to pick up over here, Steve. Very hard.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, my number 9 is an album that a lot of people thinks, especially over here, that is very poppy. And I have this one on LP. Mirrors. I think one of their best tracks is on this album. This was released in '79. Division. You know that track, that long track on side 2. It's absolutely brilliant. And the reason why they went with this album after Spectres is Spectres didn't sell that well. So they wanted to go more AOR with this. But unfortunately, this didn't sell either.
No.
But the production on this, because Sandy Perman had nothing to do with this album. He had left to go and work with Black Sabbath. I think he was managing Black Sabbath at the time. And the production is slick. Probably their best produced album, in my opinion. But still, an excellent album. Excellent album.
Right.
And my number 8
Number
is this one. Agents of Fortune. I have this on CD. I used to have it on LP. I used to have them all on LP, Steve, back in the day. And this has the famous track Don't Fear the Reaper on it. And this one came after the first 3 albums, which are always called the Black series, you know.
Black and White. Yeah.
Black and White series, yeah. And excellent album though it is, you can see what they're trying to do with the more pop elements coming in to the album. But still an excellent album, very well produced as well.
Yeah, that's got really good production on it.
Really good production. And this is there's extra tracks on this one. This is the deluxe version, you know, with the extra tracks and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So many tracks on this album compared to the original. So if anyone hasn't got this, is well worth getting. Well worth getting. And that was my number 8, Steve.
All right. My number 10, you've yet to show it. I don't know if you will be showing it, but it's an album that I've kind of come to learn to appreciate over the years. That is Revolution by Night.
Oh, I will be showing it.
This came out in '83, and we get Blue Oyster Cult with saxophone, which I didn't think I'd ever hear in my life. But yeah, that's on what Shooting Shark, I think. And I always loved how they would always incorporate, their symbol onto the album cover, and they've got it there etched into the cement wall there on the highway.
Aldo Nova is on one of the tracks on that album, isn't he?
Pardon me?
Aldo Nova.
Yeah, and I think when he's pops up on Imaginos too. So
yeah, Aldo Nova. Yeah, great guitarist.
Yes. So that is number 10 for me. Number 9 is, to me, it's one of the best comeback albums ever. It's a 19-year break. The symbol remains, and they bring on, well, I call him a kid, Richie Castellano, who also now plays with John Anderson's band.
That's right, the Band Geeks, yeah.
And this, I mean, you've only got Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma left from the original band here at this point, but very solid album, man. I talk about being pleasantly surprised by a band from my youth that decided to put out an album when I was in my 60s and have me enjoy it. That was very good. So that's number 9. And then number 8 is Cultosaurus Erectus. And this is the album produced by Martin Birch.
1980.
This was it was a little bit of a, I don't know, this is kind of a strange album for me to decipher and wrap my brain around how
you were talking about saxophone. The saxophone on that album.
Which song has sax on here?
Oh
yeah, Monsters has sax on it.
Monsters.
Yeah, isn't it the guy from wasn't he in Rare Earth? The guy that's on?
Yeah. It's kind of a proggy track, really, Monsters, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an album that I've just never been able to fully embrace, which you can tell by where it's sitting at number 8. I don't know if that has to do with my age, because of the fact by the time this comes out now, I'm 24, whereas my first exposure to them, I was 16, 17 years old. So, so much of the music you like and dislike, it has to do with your age and when you were born and where you were born. And
it does. And when you heard it first, which album you heard first.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of times with a band, if the first album you heard by them, that's your favorite album by them the rest of your life.
Yeah, for some strange reason, that is it. That is it.
So there you go. That's my 10, 9, 8.
Now, my number 7, and I bought this when it came out, of course, The Revolution by Night. I think this is a brilliant album. Well produced. Came after the 2 Martin Birch production albums. And I think it's a brilliant album. I do. A lot of people don't particularly like it. I did have it originally. I bought it originally on LP when it came out, but they went by the wayside, as they say. But this one is a good sounding one on CD. I know some people say, "Oh, you have to have it on vinyl and all that stuff." No, you don't. You don't have to have it on vinyl. You can have it on CD. There's nothing wrong with CDs.
Right.
It's physical format. But I love this album. Take Me Away, the opening track. Take Me Away.
Oh, that's a great song. Yeah, because that's Bruce Fairbairn producing that. I mean, he had
Bruce
done
Fairbairn. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's like a Bon Jovi and that kind of guy.
Exactly. My number 6 is our second album. I have this one on LP, and I also have it on. When you see this, Steve, I also have it on cassette.
Oh, you got the cassette. Wow.
Right. I think this is a brilliant album. The second album.
It is.
Not quite as good, not quite there as the first one, but still brilliant. And I find with their early stuff, like, you must remember, this is 73. there's a lot of new wave and punk tones in there, because you must remember Patti Smith was writing lyrics for him as well. And this is before new wave and punk really became a thing. They were very influential. You know, they were out there. They were different.
Yeah.
They had that psychedelic feel to them. I know, that's a brilliant album. All the rest of these albums going forward, actually, Steve, they're all 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and they were a band that they had no problem bringing on outside writers with them. You know, like you mentioned,
No,
Patti Smith, and they
yeah,
had that sci-fi writer Michael Morak or whatever his name
that's
was.
right. Yeah, and Sandy Perlman wrote stuff for him as
Andy
well.
Perlman wrote a lot of stuff. Yeah.
They had no problem. If it's a good song and someone brings it in, it's a good song.
Yeah.
And my next one is their debut album. And I have it on cassette, believe it or not, as well.
That too.
Yeah, CD and cassette, and I used to have it on LP. And I think this is one of the best debut albums of all time, to be quite honest with you. And I know a lot of people say with debut albums, they've had plenty of time to build up to their but still a brilliant album. You know, I just think it's punky and new wavy and psychedelic and a little bit of metal in there. And that's why when I hear Blue Oyster Cult, straight away I know it's Blue Oyster Cult. You know, a lot of bands, Steve, from the 70s and 80s, or rock band, hard rock, sometimes you find it hard to say, well, who is that?
Right.
You know, if you heard it on the radio, you just have to think for a second. But you know straight away when you hear them. I think they were unique and original. I really do, Steve.
Oh, definitely.
So unique and original. Anyway, what was that? My number 5.
All right. I am going with my number 7. You already talked about it. It's Imaginos. Pat explained the story behind it very well. You also get had to get Robbie Krieger from the Doors on guitar in here. You get Joe Satriani. Yeah. So they have no problem bringing along some other players. And like I said, the production. Well, you had mentioned the production, and that's why I asked you if the production was better. Would you have it ranked higher? I would probably have this ranked 5 or 6 if this could be cleaned up. But it's not an album. Nobody's going to foot the bill to clean up this album. This is probably one of the worst selling albums of their career.
Actually, it is. Yeah, sound quality is terrible on it.
Yeah, I mean it got completely lost. I can even remember stumbling across it in the record store. I was like, God, I hadn't even heard anything about Blue Oyster Cult putting out a new album, because the album that preceded this, Club Ninja, that album fell flat too.
Oh yeah.
So that's number 7. Number 6 is Fire of an Unknown Origin. Absolutely love the song, Joan Crawford. Just a fantastic song. And then you got the big single, Burning for You. Seems like Buck Dharma always got to sing the big singles. He wrote a little differently than Eric Bloom. I mean,
but a different vocal. And that track, Burning for You, was meant to be on Buck's solo album. Right, he was going to bring out a solo album.
I do have his solo album.
Yeah, and they convinced him to put it as a Blue Oyster Cult track.
Yeah. So yeah, that is number 5. Or no, that's number 6, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's easy to get lost count. I always do it when we're doing videos.
Yeah. And this is number 5, Agents of Fortune. Little different change in sound for the band at this point. I mean, you mentioned Don't Fear the Reaper. I mean, for them to get radio airplay that heavy was new territory for them. I love the opening track, This Ain't the Summer of Love.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Like you mentioned, you know, that they do sound a little punkish at times, and that song would certainly fall under that umbrella. But yeah, just absolutely love this album. And there, like I said, there you go. They worked in the cymbal on the back.
They always try work in the cymbal, don't they?
Yep. So there you go. That is my 7, 6, and 5. We're down to the big 4.
So number 4 is their 1977 album, Spectres. And of course, you have the famous track on this, Godzilla.
Yeah.
And one of their best tracks, of course, is on this, The Golden Age of Leather. What a track. And you have the closer, Nosferatu. I just think this is a killer album. This is a 10 out of 10.
It is.
Brilliant. I think it's better than the previous album. They just really hit it on this. And as you said, look at the cover. I know it's hard to see it on CD, but the cover is just, I think the cover is brilliant. Yeah. They just have these unique, creepy covers.
Are we doing? Are we going to do one for one here? Just go 4-4-3-3.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Because what made me just think of it is that is also my number 4 pick, Spectres.
Okay. Yeah, we do that, yeah. That's
yes,
brilliant album, Steve.
Yeah, and as you can tell by the rankings, for me it is better than Agents of Fortune. Also, too, I get one of my favorite songwriters ever, Ian Hunter, does a co-write on Going Through the Motions.
Oh, yeah, I like that track, actually.
Yeah, that is a great, that's probably as radio pop friendly as they get, Going Through the Motion.
Yeah, but it's one of the, as I always say, a good song is a good song no matter what genre it is. If it's a good song, and it's the kind of song you can sing it in your head after you've listened to it.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Golden Age of Leather, just love that song. It's my favorite song on the album, actually. And you said Nosferatu, and then I love The Night. To me, that's kind of like a sister song of Then Came the Last Days of May from the first album. You can see how those songs are kind of
they kind of interact there. Yeah, they're kind of linked in, aren't they? They are kind of linked in.
So your number 3?
My number 3 is their third album. A lot of people have this as their number 1 now. A lot of people. Secret Treaties.
Yep.
And this is the remastered. I don't know whether you have this version. Do you have this version?
I do. It's got a couple of bonus tracks on it.
It has, and they're good. They're excellent. Like, you know what I mean? So it's worth always getting sometimes the CD because you get the extra tracks. But this is a fantastic album. Again, 10 out of 10. Pure class. You know what I mean? You have Astronomy on this. And my favorite track on this is Dominance and Submission.
Yeah. When I was in a band, we used to play Dominance and Submission.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks, and it kind of the way it starts off, and then the guitar solo on it is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
it's one of those. It's kind of that track you would call it a kind of a bluesy boogie track, isn't it? You
ever hear of the band out of Sweden, Imperial State Electric?
No, I have never heard of them. No,
they came from the band The Helicopters. You ever hear of them?
No.
Okay, you should check them out. I think you'd like them. They really love their 70s, 80s rock because, in fact, they have a live album. They even do Dominance and Submission, and they also do. They also on their live album, and they also do, which I think is your favorite Black Sabbath song. They do "Fairies Wear Boots."
Yes, yeah, that's my favorite song. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I must check them out. Check them out, Steve.
All right, number 3 for me is the debut.
I bought an album.
There they introduce you to the symbol. It was an album I can remember getting it at first and being kind of like, I'm on the lamb, but I ain't no sheep. It was a very strange title, but that's them lyrically. Their lyrics are very cryptic, hard to understand. But man, you've got Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll, and also Stairway to the Stars. For your Stairway to the Stars, that was their opening track, which is a great
Stairway to the Stars. That's absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great song to open up a concert.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant, Steve. My number two and 1 can flip-flop sometimes, but usually it's roughly the same. It's Fire of Unknown Origin. I think this is pure class. Bought it when it came out on LP after hearing the previous album, and I just think this is pure class. I think they reached the peak here personally, which I don't think they ever better this album after that. They never better this. They kind of reached a creative peak on this. It's absolutely superb.
Yeah.
As we were talking about when you mentioned it, Burning for You, like, it's brilliant. Like, And the title track, Fire of Unknown Origin, pure class.
Yeah,
Absolute pure class.
that's them. That's them dipping their toes in the prog there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just dipping in, just dipping in.
Yep. All right. Well, like you said, number 2 and number 1 can interchange for you. Same with me. It's just a different era for me. It's Tyranny and Mutation. God, just another album that's just.
Class.
This is very proto speed metal. I mean,
Yeah,
when
could
they're
be.
doing
Yeah.
the black and the red and um, 7 Screaming Disbusters, even Hot Rails to Hell. So,
Yeah, it's heavy in places. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah,
and
great,
especially when you hear them on the live album, Steve, they're even heavier.
yeah, great opening track once again. So that's number 2. So if you're keeping score at home, you know what our number 1s are. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, my number one, and as I said, it's the first album I heard by him, Cultosaurus Erectus. And as everyone knows, I'm a big prog head, right? Huge prog head. And to me, Monsters on this is a prog track. You know what I mean? The way the time signature changes on it, and every track, Black Blade,
Yeah,
Lips in the Hills, that's some heavy track. Lips in the Hills.
mm-hmm.
And you have the quieter moments on this as well. You know what I mean? You have Divine Wind on this as well, haven't you? It's just quieter moments, but because it's the first, like you were buying the first album when that came out.
Right.
So I was going backwards from this. And I don't know whether you find, when you go backwards, you have a different perspective if you were coming from it as they came out.
Oh, definitely.
You have a totally different perspective. And unfortunately, because of my age, most of the bands from the 70s and the late 60s, I was always obviously going back the way. I might have heard a recent album by him, and I go back and listen to other stuff, and you're looking at it like it's like the History Channel. You're looking back. Where I found when you're buying the albums as they come out, you're kind of comparing it to the previous album.
Right.
Always.
Yep.
That's my number. That'll always be my number one Blue Oyster Cult. Really,
Yeah.
I know it can fluctuate, but that is not very well produced, though, I have to say. By Martin Birch.
Yeah, it's not one of his stellar moments.
No, it's not, because it lacks in the low end, and even on the CD. You know what I mean? I believe it's after being remastered. There's a box set came out, which is very hard to find. I think there's a lot of their albums after being redone for that box set. Very hard to find, Steve.
All right. Well, my number 1, like you said, a lot of people have it as their number 1. I do too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Absolutely love that artwork, that pencil drawing. Just very cool with them. They're all decked out, and you got the symbol on the tail of the plane, but then also Eric Bloom, that's on his T-shirt that he's wearing. You can see the symbol there.
Yeah.
My only complaint about this album, it's definitely a 10, but I think it's one of their weaker opening tracks, Career of Evil. Because I like every song on here more than I do that. And it's not saying that Career of Evil is a bad song. It's just, to me, to me, your opening track should kind of be like a calling card,
But usually is actually they usually put what they think is their best track.
Yeah.
Because the limitations of vinyl, they usually put the better tracks, what they think are better tracks, on the outside.
Right.
Because it sounds better as further on it goes in.
Right. Yep.
The sound doesn't because it's all to do whatever, blah blah blah. But
right. Yeah. It's getting compressed because they just don't have
compressed
space
as it goes in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't have that issue with a CD.
No.
That's what I always say.
Yeah. And Astronomy, that is my all-time favorite Blue Oyster Cult song. It's just.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You can say that's a very prog-like song too.
It is, and I think the version they do on Imagine Us is excellent as well.
Yeah, look at the price on that, Pat. $427.
Is that the original one you bought?
Yeah, $427.
$4.27.
Yeah.
And that, of course, everything is relevant. I suppose that would have been quite. It's probably the equivalent of what they are now.
Oh, yeah, inflation. I've checked to see what I used to pay for like a $3 album when I first started buying albums, see what it
Yeah.
is inflation adjusted now. That comes to like about $31 now. Um, so it's pretty much kept pace.
Yeah, roughly the same. Yeah, roughly the same. Yeah, and of
But what
course, I
I
think.
with our rankings there, especially the last two, like we were talking about earlier, it's your first, introduction to a band and
Yes.
also your age. Look at your one and two. Those are back to back albums from what, 80 and 81, right?
Yes.
My number one and two albums are from 72 and 73. And I'm like, what, 6 years older than you?
Yeah, I'm
So
61. I'm 61.
61.
Yeah.
Oh, so I am 8 years older than you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so what we're talking a 7 to 8 year difference. So it's
It,
what
it-
you heard first, and also you were a teenager
yes,
at the end of your teen years, but certainly the impressionable years for music.
it is, and it's always true. If no matter what band you go through, and you're, as you said, you're a, and where you come from.
Yeah,
Where you come from is very important. Like, and always, and especially here in Ireland, like we wouldn't have heard. We had no radio stations in Ireland in the late 70s and early 80s that would play any of the music that I like.
okay,
We had to tune into a radio station on medium wave that was broadcasting from the North Sea, next to the UK, called Radio Luxembourg. It was called.
right. I remember reading about that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true
and
pirate
they,
ship. Yeah,
yeah, and they would play all them, and we'd listen, and we'd try, and you couldn't really hear it properly, but you'd hear. And they'd be playing bands we never heard. And he said, "This is whatever band. This is Wishbone Ash." And we said, "Fucking hell, you get me? We can't
yeah,
hear it over here." And the record shops we had here, they only had, yeah, they had all the popular rock bands. You get me? But they hadn't much of Blue Oyster Cult and that could Wishbone Ash say. We'd have to order them in. We're obviously over in the States. You're from a big city in Chicago. Yeah, big record
oh
shops.
yeah,
Yeah, all the bands toured over there. None of them toured here in Ireland.
yeah. I mean, see, the fact that that was the only way you'd be able to hear it is from a pirate radio station broadcasting from the middle of the North Sea. It we take we take for granted we take for granted a lot of things that we have in the U.S.
You do.
and that just almost seems like that should be a right to be able to listen to music on the radio. But that was the only way you could get it.
That's the only way you could get it. And I remember when I was 15 years of age, I went to London and into these big record shops. I could not believe what I was looking at. All the albums I wanted
Right,
there. I didn't have to order them. They were all there. Huge big record shops. Because all it was then was records and tapes.
right.
1980.
Yeah, it was before CDs. Yeah,
And you see all these record shops. And we had, like, I'm from a small city in southeast of Ireland. And honestly, Ireland in the 70s and 80s, and a lot of people give out to me for saying it, we were a fairly backward country, I have to say it.
yeah,
If we were very religious orientated country, Catholic, you know. Like I remember playing Black Sabbath. I was only 14, and my mother saying that was the devil's music, you know. Or
okay.
that's what it was, devil's music. And we were going around with our long hair, and people would be looking at us as if
She
we had.
must she must have screamed when she saw the cover for Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Yeah, they wouldn't like that. No, and I'd be playing the music and say, "Why are you listening to that for? That's evil music." You know, that's
Okay.
the country we, as you said, is where you are from.
Right.
I would have. I know we can't choose where. Nobody can choose where they're born or where they're from. Nobody. But if I had a choice, it would have been to be 10 years. You, you get me? Born in the 50s.
Right. Like me, 56.
and living, say, around the New York area.
Yeah. Yeah, I have two good friends who are both, they're 10 years younger than me, and they always tell me, you were born at the perfect time because they like the same music that you and I like. But even though they're 10 years younger than me, that's what they prefer to listen to.
Yeah, but you have that. If I was, but I was in, if even if I was the same age as you, I'm in the wrong country.
Right.
Now, if I was in London,
Oh, yeah.
another,
Completely different story. Yes.
yeah, London, sure, it was the heartbeat of music as well. London. Look at all the English bands, British bands, just the wrong country.
Right.
Yeah, we had a couple of where we had Rory Gallagher, we had the Horslips, but we didn't really have a whole lot more.
Yeah.
We didn't. And they all
Well,
had to go off, and make it elsewhere.
thank God for the internet then, brought you the rest of the world.
Well, if we had the internet back then, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah. But no, people. And I don't think the younger people, young Irish people now realize that Ireland now is a modern society in the European Union, totally different. But when in the 70s and 80s, different, Steve. It was a very, very religious dominated. Even in our schools, everything was religion, so that's the way it was.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Pat.
Thanks very much, Steve, for having me on your great channel.
Oh, thank you. God, well, great. I don't know. I just hit 300 subscribers, so
Doesn't matter, you'll get there.
yeah, it's a long crawl back because under my previous channel name, I was up at 800 something, and but yeah, what's it matter, right?
You enjoy doing it, though,
I
do
do
you?
I do it because I like talking music. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do it because I like talking music too. I like none of our channels are ever going to get like the Sea of Tranquility, right?
yeah.
I know that. You know that. He's like a television network.
Right.
Basically, you have all these different people working with him as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's a big operation. Where I find it with a lot of watching a lot of YouTube music. I watch a lot of music channels, small channels and big channels. I find when the big channels, right, because they're sent merchandise, right? I said it could be sent a cassette or whatever by the company. You can keep it and review it for me. I think they're under pressure to give a good review.
They are. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Where if I was sent something, I'd be telling them I'd listen to the album, and if I don't like it, I'm going to tell my audience I don't like it
Yeah.
and why I don't like it.
Yeah, because those larger channels that do get gifted those kind of things from the record company, you don't see a lot of bad reviews.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Like I saw one, I'm not naming the channel. They were sent of the last Jethro Tull album,
Okay.
Curious Rumour, right? And I think it's absolutely a terrible album. I
Same
have
here.
no terrible and giving it 5 stars. In other words, he was saying that album is as good as Aqualung,
Right.
thick as a brick.
Yeah.
I say, hold on a minute, it can't be as good. So he's not even singing on it.
Yeah.
I know music is subjective, Steve, very subjective. But when I see that, I know they're after being told we want a good review. And if I wouldn't care. I tell them to keep the album. I don't want the album. You're not getting a good. And if I think the album is brilliant, it's because I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole, Steve. Because once you lose your honesty, I think you lose the channel.
No, I know I can always tune into you for an honest review. If you
But
don't
I'll
like
give it
it,
up.
if you don't like it, you let people know. I know that.
If I don't like it, and we're all the same, except Paul, Kevin, the lads that the three of us grew up together. We'll always say it, they like different stuff than me, and I like different stuff than them.
Yeah.
And just because I don't like it, I always say it doesn't make it a bad album. Because
Right.
someone out there does like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, fantastic. We'll
Thank you
wrap it
very
up
much.
there. Everybody, I'm going to leave a link to Pat's channel. Head over there, give him a sub if you haven't. And thank you to everybody who bothered to watch us, two idiots rambling on. All right. I'm going to end this, Pat, and then we'll talk a little bit. Hold on.
Thanks very much, Steve.